And then this morning, we went to Seika Church, which is a sister church of the Tabernacle on the Hayes in Cardiff, and just had the most unbelievably warm and welcoming reception from a phenomenally huge congregation.
Yeah, so Jon and I had to speak to the entire congregation of about probably pushing 2,000 in the church, and we spoke about the work of Hijinx and the plans to come out there. We've also now been welcomed by the church to give a performance on a Sunday whilst we're here. It was just the most wonderful experience. Halfway through, we just looked at each other when they were doing the collection, and the joy and the sound that people were producing, walking past, greeting each other, greeting us, like we've known them a really long time. And then after the service, everybody wanted to come and say hello, and the use of language about what we were doing. So they said a prayer for Wales for bringing such joyous news of our work. And we made very good connections with a chap who works for the UN and who used to work for the Lesotho disabled organisations.
Organisations I'm talking about have been doing this all single-handedly. An international experience and exposure that you bring, I think, augment their work pretty well. So the theatre brings a change to the way we do our work in the disability fraternity. But theatre is alive, and it brings the theory of pleasure and learning. And I think this is the way to go. And I think organizations of the disabled in Lesotho are going to reap a lot of fruits this way, and it's going to bring a change to our traditional way of doing advocacy and raising an awareness in the disability movement. So I think you've got to go beyond Tabapsiwe and Murija and go across the country and do exactly what you promised you are going to do, which is raising disability awareness through arts.
We also met an inspector of schools development who was again very keen to work with us to develop a programme for disability. And we met a conductor who had actually worked with Gwyn, my husband, 20 years ago. So that was just a quite nice little connection to make too. Yeah. And then we popped along and met... Oh yes, Dame Rosemary Butler, who's here on a visit. So we had a drink with her, and we're meeting again tonight for dinner in order to discuss our plans in a little more depth. And then we had a very good afternoon with one of the teachers from Motsoane College to try and confirm arrangements for a return visit. He gave us lots of very good information about possible routes we could go down and how they could support us.
The issue here in Lesotho is the fact that arts on the curriculum really doesn't exist. So from a primary school level to a high school level, you have no art, you have no drama, there is no music on the actual curriculum. To actually have a professional company come over, it would be so rewarding for the entire country, because people can then get to see the value of performance. Parents don't see the value of performing arts, that they really discourage the children from taking it.
So it now looks like we've had offers of transport, a venue, rehearsal space, possibly accommodation, and actually last night we met with a local businessman in Lesotho who has asked for a proposal, and he is going to work for us to try and raise some money locally from businesses to encourage our being here. So we shall update you on tonight's dinner tomorrow.